What's up, everyone? Welcome to Long Island Real Estate with me, Sal Catalano. If you caught last month's update, then you'll remember that we talked a bit about contradiction. Inventory was rising, which was great, but so were prices, and homes are selling faster than ever. The trends are kind of continuing this month, with inventory taking a little bit of regression because in June 2025, Suffolk and Nassau both saw more sales, stronger prices, and homes are moving faster than ever. All while inventory ticked down again. So let's break it down and get into what it actually means for you. So we'll start over in Suffolk because Suffolk's numbers this month were honestly fascinating, and they build right on what we were talking about over in May. The average sales price rose to $689,000, which is up another 2.1% from last month and up over 7.5% from a year ago. The sold to list ratio came in at 102%, so sellers are still getting over asking as they have been, and days on market held steady at 28. So basically the same numbers that we had been seeing. 28 days is still lightning fast, but it's just about where we've had been. But here's the twist. Months of inventory dropped to 3.32%, which is down 3.32, which is down 4.9% from last month. If you remember, last month, Suffolk hit a 12-month high in inventory, but now it's dropping again. So what gives? What we're seeing is absorption catching up, because while more listings, hit the market in May and early June, demand surged right alongside with it. So buyers didn't back down. They saw that more inventory and they stepped in and they grabbed what was out there, which is smart. And here's what's especially telling. New pending listings are up. Price per square foot is up. Total sales volume rose almost 4%. So despite that brief inventory boost, the pace of sales picked up so much that it pulled the inventory down again. So the bottom line is well-priced, well-prepped homes are still dominating but this is not a slowdown. It's just an adjustment where buyers are getting a little bit more wiser, which is great, honestly. And buyers need to be more serious when they see that inventory, as they have been. If you see the house, it's time to move if you've been looking. Okay. But let's take a look over at Nassau's numbers. Nassau, quite frankly, is looking even hotter. So the average sales price rose to $850,000, which is a 6.3% jump from May. That's a big month-over-month move. Sold to list price stayed strong at 101.3, so sellers are still getting over asking price. And days on market dropped to 27, which is down from 30 in May. Nassau continues to be incredibly competitive, especially for homes in that $700,000 to $1 million range. That's the fastest moving segment. Months of inventory is at 3.14, which is basically balanced, but it is down 2% from May. So again, another drop in inventory. New listings were up at 10.6, but pending sales were up even more at 12.4%. So inventory is getting snatched up fast. That's the moral of this story. Each one of these statistics is like, all right, this is happening, and that's leading to inventory getting snatched up faster. But here's where Nassau separates from Suffolk. Even with the higher average sales price, demand is matching, even outpacing supply. And this tells us that buyer confidence in Nassau is very strong right now. So what do you need to know about Nassau? So homes that are turnkey, updated, and listed smartly, they're going into contract within days. They have their open house, and by midweek, they're on contract. If you're on the buy side, you need to be prepared. It's something I keep harping on. If you're selling, this is your moment, but don't get greedy. Don't overprice. Price well, market well, and your home should fly, because buyers are out there, and if they see value, they're going to snatch it up. So what's my take on June and going forward? There was more listings, but it didn't soften demand. It activated it, and you saw that in June as inventory dipped again. Yeah, homes are selling faster somehow, even as prices rise. Again, somehow. Buyers are motivated and they're focused. Again, they have very specific things. We're not seeing crazy lines necessarily, even at open houses and stuff like that, even though inventory is low, because buyers know what they're not wasting their time. They see what they want. They go look at it. If it is that, they jump on it. So if we see interest rates hold, or who knows, tick down a little bit this summer, this dynamic could hold through August. But if you're trying to wait out the market, you might miss your best window. The moral of this story, the moral of this update is when you find it, if you're a buyer, jump on it. So for sellers, you still got the leverage. But like I said, the buyers are sharper. You need a strong launch and a clean presentation and a good price point. Buyers, the inventory's out there, it's there, and we see, like we did last month, we see brief increases of it. And there are increases nationally that we're just not seeing here. So maybe that will hit here soon. But as of right now, things are going fast. So you need to be prepared. As I've said over and over and over again, you need to have an agent who knows his numbers. You need to have your pre-approvals locked in. You need to know who your attorney is going to be. You need to know what inspection companies you're going to use. And you need to have a backup one in case they're not ready. That's how prepared you need to be. So if you want to know what this means for your neighborhood, or whether it's time to sell, upgrade, or jump back in, the buyer's market, I'm here to help. All my information is down below. Hit me up. And if you found this helpful, subscribe to the channel for monthly updates on the market and other things going on Long Island, all sorts of stuff, and help you to be more educated on the Long Island real estate market. Other than that, like, subscribe, comment, share. And thank you for watching. I will catch you guys next month, and enjoy the summer.